All right. Hello. Hello. So I'm here with the lovely Kate Sharapenko. And we're going to talk about her success inside the rapid expansion method and basically anything that she wants to share with you. So, Kate, why don't you introduce yourself and your brand new messaging?
I'm from Russia and I've been living in Toronto for a year now. And I'm a brand new coach and I'm a life and mindset coach. And I work with women who want to shape the life the way they want to. So that's what I do. And that's what I feel is my calling. That's what to say.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I love it. And so tell us a little bit more about where you were before we started working together and why you felt like you were looking for a coach. Like what were you looking for help with in specific?
So I was somewhere, maybe in the middle of my coaching program. So when I was getting their education from, and I just realized that it's really challenging for me to appear. Yeah, because I was really struggling with this imposter syndrome because I was new everywhere. So here in Canada, in this coaching field and everything, although everything resonated with me, I was really not cautious, but not sure about myself and not confident at all. And I really needed some support because even in my studies, when you have 500 people doing the course, it's like you know everyone and you know no one.
Right.
So I wanted just to talk to real people who are already in this business here on this land, because I really, really wanted to be grounded here and not looking back to another continent. I'm in Russia, so I just wanted to be useful and accomplished here. And it's not like it happened out of a sudden that I chose coaching as my career, because when I was an English teacher, as with my colleagues, we defined that. So I was a coach that time, but I was working with teachers and we just didn't call it that name. But what I was doing with them, so that was definitely about coaching. And I just wanted to become one here. So that's the story behind.
Yeah, beautiful. And I love that. And I think that there's so many amazing parts of your story too, because it's really interesting how you say that you weren't confident in yourself, because the way that I've seen you really transform through the rapid expansion method has been complete confidence. And so it's just like you're there, and sometimes like you're exploring your own emotions, you're opening up, you're sharing with everyone, but then at the same time we're like, but you've become a confident badass. You know what I mean? Like you've been getting on calls, you've been closing clients, you've been helping people, you've been transforming other people's lives. So tell us a little bit more about how that support system really helps you get there.
So first, even in our group, so all of our ladies are pretty experienced coaches. So even in our group, I felt that imposter syndrome, like I'm a newbie. Everybody has already been doing it, for some time, and I'm new. But then I just realized that nobody cared about my accent. Nobody cared about my experience. So we just genuinely talked to each other. And I decided just to be braver, and express some ideas. And if I liked somebody's message, I just talked about it. So I started to become visible. And it's easier to do when you have this cozy, group of women who are for you, who don't compete with you, who just want to be on the same, page and support you. And that's precious, because that was exactly what I needed, because I needed some professional support from this field, not from my relatives, so people who love me or people who believe in me, but from people who are there already. So it's just different vibe. I don't know. It's different frequency. So that's what I really long for. And that's what I got there in our group. So that's the precious part, to feel a part of community, I don't know. So, and I even asked you that question about the competition. I remember before starting the program. So how do you do it? So if you specifically invite coaches, so you work with coaches, how is about the competition? So, but then I just saw that even if we do work in the same niche with another person, so for me, it's more about expansion and support, and it has nothing to do with competition, which is really kind of an insight for me. And it's really powerful.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful. And I think that that's one of the most beautiful parts of the group, as opposed to one-to-one coaching, is that you really do get to experience coaching from other people as well, right? You get to see what other people's struggles are. And you're like, oh, hey, this is actually normal, right? Like what I'm doing is really, really normal. And you start to see that, wow, we're all in this together, right? And if I rise, she rises, right? And if she's going to help me with something, then
absolutely.
So many more people there to support you. And I think that sometimes some people think, oh, group, you're going to be with like 100 different people in this group call or whatever. What to you made it really, really important that it was such an intimate group, right? We had such a nice close-knit group.
Absolutely. I just felt that I have something to offer already. Mm-hmm. So that my point of view or my skills are valuable even for this experienced coaches. So that also made me feel more confident in this field. So, and just this privacy, kind of safe space, kind of safe training space, probably, so when you can test some ideas, be vulnerable and not being judged by being vulnerable, even talking about some struggles in profession or in business, and you just get support. That's the quality that you don't so easily get from outside, for example, when people just tell you what to do. So first, what you get from the group work is you get acceptance, then you get support, plus guidance. So this combination of these three factors is really important to me. I don't know about others, but for me, it was just what I was looking for.
Beautiful. I love that. And that's why you grew so much during it. And I'd love for you to kind of also talk about the modules and even just having the access to me to kind of look over everything. Like, how did that help you clarify what it was that you're doing?
So it definitely helped me specify who I would love to work with. So that idea about the ideal client. So I needed structure. So I do know what I offer, but I needed to have the bigger picture to understand how to put it into practice, how to present it, and how to do it step by step. So what I personally love about all these modules, that it's not just facts or first step, second step, third step. So there's the combination of kind of practical steps plus energetic work plus our weekly meetings where we exchange ideas and the access to you so that we can write and send some questions or our tasks that we've completed. So for me, it's just on one hand, it's great that I can access any module. So I shouldn't go like first module, then second module, then third module. It's like I see the whole picture. But at the same time, the structure that there is the first step and the second step and the third step is so supporting for me because I really need to understand what to begin with.
Right.
Because when you're new and you need to do everything, so it's easy to give up and do nothing because it's just terrifying. There are too many things that are important and it's really hard to prioritize. So you need this, and when I see the steps, so it helped me just to see what I need to start from. And the beginning that I need to start from my own state, from my own how I feel about myself, from my own energy. So that's the first module, right? So how I need to be in that right mode. So that's just so specifically highlighted. So where it begins from. It's not from others. It's not just rushing to other people and offer. It's first about me. That's what I love about it. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And so I remember asking you if you wanted to be on this interview, and you're like, but I'm not this like big hotshot or anything like that. No. Like, why would you want to interview me? But I think the beautiful thing about interviewing you is you literally went from nothing, right? Having no business at all, only finishing your certification like halfway through a program, and you signed on 3 packaged clients during the time that we worked together. I mean, like, That's pretty incredible too. And I'd love for you to kind of talk a little bit more about what in specific you needed to do and how all of this helped you really own your rates. Because I know that that was another thing that we talked about a lot, right? Like owning just the ability to be able to charge for this and acknowledge that and ask people for that kind of money. Like, how did this entire process really help you with that?
So it was a gradual process. It wasn't quick because I've never given thought to this ideas, about how much money to charge, that my service costs something. Because I shared in the group that I have the special therapeutical effect when people just feel better next to me. So they talk to me for an hour, they feel better already. So why do you need to work with you for a longer time? And that was a question for me. Yeah, really. Okay, if I'm like this therapeutical case effect. So that was a lot of inner work because just the idea of coaching is just starting from the present moment and thinking about the future. So when you guided me by asking questions, so, okay, when you get this, what for? So what's the next step? I didn't have it in my mind. So I just wanted to find the price, for my service, but I didn't clearly understand what for. So what I want to do next for me, because in my reality, so I've never been a provider for our family. So it's just, I didn't need to care about it so much. But now I just realized that I want to, it's a disbalance. So if I do have something to offer, I cannot offer it for free because this is something special. So what your course helped me to realize, so what's so special about what I do, what I offer as me, as Kate. So, and that's inner work. It's sometimes even tedious that you need to I needed to really write it down, to formulate, to find those proper words. So even that mission statement, I gave you 6 options. So and I needed it took me some time just to distill it for me, first of all. And the other day I saw that one coach, she subscribed to me, not a business coach, and I asked her a question. So why? And she told me, really, I loved your mission statement. And I was like, wow. So it's all about specifying, just giving their time and attention to this particular, my path, not to repeat somebody else's experience, but to find what I'm about. So, and the structure of this rapid expansion method really helps me just to see my way.
Beautiful.
I don't know whether I answered your question, but yeah.
You totally did. Of course, had so many modules in there and we had so many different, I remember so many calls with you where we were like, where you just came and you're like, I still feel terrible about charging more. I still feel terrible about the money part. And we worked through all of that, right? And then all of a sudden, guys, I signed on another client. Great. This person's paying me. And I think that just, it's such a great, I love seeing it. I love seeing it. And I think I especially love seeing it from women like you who are completely new, right? Who had that imposter syndrome, yet you're able to do this. And so one of my last questions is, I always ask this one. So finish the sentence. If you were to work with Sara, you would know that. So if someone's like thinking about working with me, maybe in the rapid expansion method or at all, so if they were to work with me, what would they already know?
So if you were to work with Sara, you'll definitely find your own voice. You'll definitely see your own way. You'll definitely get right support and guidance. And you'll definitely become braver about your own desires. And you'll get the clear idea how to put it into practice. So you'll really see the next step.
Beautiful. Okay, great. And what would you say to someone who's on the fence? So someone who's just like, maybe even exactly where you were just like, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? I really want to take another coaching certification before I actually go all in. what would you say to someone like that who's thinking about working with me, thinking about jumping into a program, but doesn't know?
If you want to move forward, you definitely need to take this program. If you want to just be there and marinate for more time, it's fine as well, but I'm not sure that it will be that productive. So if you really need to act, to do, to kind of present what you already have and develop faster, that's where you need to go. That's the program that you need to apply for, because it's fine just being, even for me, because I remember before the first session, I had that meltdown because I realized there was no kindergarten for my son. I really didn't see how I would be able to do it all. I couldn't work at night, but that's somehow I just decided to show up. So it shouldn't be easy, So sometimes we expect that it will be easy. And that's what you said about the comfort and the growth, that there is no growth in comfort. But the program that you do, it's not about training, and faster, go faster, try harder. It's not about that. So that's the very right balance between this push and support. Push and support, like stretching us the right speed. So that's what I love. So if you want to be guided by the person who is for you, who sees your potential and help you just to tap into your power, tap into your energy, like on different levels, so you need to do the program. If not, still thinking, so just subscribe to your Instagram and follow you there to think about it one more time.
That's beautiful. I love
just
it.
to feel the vibe, because there were several coaches who texted me on Instagram, but I didn't have any desire to work with. So, and I told you that you appeared in half an hour after I decided that I need guidance. That was magic. So I was working with my son, and then I just said, I want somebody to work with. And in half an hour, I got a message from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. That's so many of my clients. They're literally like, I prayed for someone like you, and then all of a sudden you showed up, and it was just like, oh my goodness, this is the answer that I needed. And I love that, because I really do feel that spiritual tone with everything I do as well. So thank you so much for being here, Kate. Thank you so much for sharing everything.